I've been doing study videos for years, but not all the tips I mention are equally effective. So I decided to compile my top 10 study tips that have always worked out perfectly for me. Simplifying notes. I learned this way too late in life, but simplifying notes not only makes them more effective in how they structure relevant information and key points, but the act of using less complex means to write notes, boosts your attention in class, allows you to write more and summarize as you go. I have a full video on how I now take simplified notes. I've been using this method for almost 1 year and I never had batches of notes as good as these. Making study guides for dummies. A study guide is a lifesaver before an exam, but a study guide for dummies is even better. These are notes that only you are going to read. Simplifying the language, inserting obvious references and ridiculous examples will improve memory or retention and create connections between concepts that otherwise would be too obscure to explain. I like to have one document per topic to individualize different segments of lectured material and then go through them during revision. Finding a study buddy. A study buddy is that person you can rely on to exchange notes, discuss a difficult concept, or practice tests with. It's someone that will accompany you through the studying process and will have your back during those crucial weeks before finals. Even for the most introverted person, finding a study buddy will help you through your class, or who knows, the entirety of your college years. Simplifying your planning system. This is another thing that I learned late in life, but having 1000 apps doing the same thing or changing between 5 different paper planners will do you more harm than good. Make sure your planning system is only divided into events, tasks, and long-term planning, and choose the appropriate tools to prevent you from deviating and getting more planning tools than you actually need. Finding a distraction-free environment. A distraction-free environment can mean different things for different people, but the goal here is to avoid the things that prevent you from being in a focused state. For instance, I can be perfectly focused in an environment with a lot of people and noise, but I can't for the life of me stay focused if I'm feeling the slightest bit cold. Find the factors that impact your concentration levels and try to reduce them as much as possible. Going beyond usual study materials and getting involved with the topic. This is one of those study tips that not everyone has the time to do because sometimes life is just hectic, but if you do have the time for this, I can guarantee it will help you in a way that almost no other study tip will help you. Conducting research on a topic in your own way, creating your own methods for investigating a certain question or concept, finding articles and textbooks outside of the traditional scope will enhance your learning process a lot and create a whole background for the things you've learned in the past and that you couldn't get any other way. Mock presentations before tests and exams. These can take a huge chunk of your time, but they probably replace 2 or 3 revisions. Doing a mock presentation on a subject or pretending like you're explaining a topic out loud to a friend forces you to process information in a completely different way, using less formal words and sentences, and most of all, connects the relevant information to convey a message or an idea instead of memorizing for the sake of memorizing. Also, create reading reports. A so-called reading report is basically a summary of the information present in a book, article, or other document. It allows you to focus on the most important ideas and arguments outlined by the author and then draw a conclusion. For classes that really rely heavily on reading, this is a great way to create a review and your own interpretation of the lectured information and have everything neatly compiled in a folder. Prepare classes with the expectation of being called. Preparing your classes believing you are going to participate is a great way to make sure you're not forgetting any of the essentials and delve well into the topic that is being lectured. I tried to do this as much as possible back in law school, and those were definitely the classes where I had the best results in my final exams. The amount of active preparation throughout the semester ensures that all of the material is consolidated by the end of your term. Start studying for tests and exams 2 to 3 weeks in advance. Studying 1 or 2 days before an exam or an important test was a sure way to have a mediocre grade. I tried as much as possible to organize my study and use a calendar to divide chapters per days or weeks and cover all of the information calmly before the exam arrives. There are many ways to learn more about new study techniques and methods, and if you want to take advantage of the holidays, you can get your hands on titles like How to Become a Straight A Student, 7 Habits of Highly Effective People, or The Power of Habits. And you can listen to all of these titles with Audible, who is sponsoring today's video and has an unbeatable selection of audiobooks including bestsellers, motivation books, mysteries, thrillers, and more. Your Audible membership now has a special offer of 53% off, making your first 3 months only $6.95 per month. But to access that special price, you have to go to audible.com/Mariana or text Mariana to 500-500. That's actually more than half off the regular price, and with your Audible membership, you can get 3 free titles every month. 1 audiobook of your choice and 2 exclusive Audible originals you can't hear anywhere else. Also, you can listen to your audiobooks on any device, everywhere, with your Audible app, which makes it easy to continue learning new things while you're working out, commuting, or doing your chores. If you don't like an audiobook, you can always exchange it, and if you decide to cancel your Audible subscription, that's not a problem, because you can actually keep your audiobook library forever. To get all this great stuff and start learning while listening, visit audible.com/Mariana or text Mariana to 500-500. I hope you enjoyed today's video, and I'll see you next week. Bye guys!